And I remember being in the car with the person or a bus and saying, like, how do you choose what you work with? I said, well, I only work with things I'm interested in. If I'm not interested in the subject, I'm not going to be effective. And it just blew her away that, what, you have to be interested? I said, yes, I have to know what I'm talking about. It has to be real. And if you're
Yeah.
not curious about it, the subject, then it's very hard to read as being curious. Or, if you can't see the beauty in it, they have a symmetry. They often deal with death, birth, old age. There's something that someone loves about it. And if you just come in and saying everything you love is horrible, that's not a way to go. But can you find the areas where you can understand how they love? So I kind of believe that if you can appreciate what someone appreciates about something, then you have the right to criticize it. But if you don't appreciate what they love about it, not so much. And so the example we often use is art. I don't have any art around I can show you. If you look at a painting in my house and you came over the first time and said, that's ugly, why do you have that in your living room? Now, things probably not going to go too well. But if you looked at the art and go, hey, that's very interesting composition. There's these pigeons, they seem to be large. This strokes a thing, but why did the person put this? If you can appreciate what I appreciate, then you can criticize the art. But if you start off the other way, so I think we look at this as art. I
I
mean,
I get that. I get that because I was listening to a philosopher the other day, a completely unrelated topic, who's just talking about philosophy and how philosophers talk to one another and how, they're just as human as anybody else. And so there's a trap that you can fall into in that field specifically. He was saying, which is, that you're going to approach this topic as though there's a bucket of true things and a bucket of false things. And you're going to sort Nietzsche or Plato or Aristotle into these two buckets. And this is exactly the wrong. You're going to fail miserably at philosophy
yes,
if this is how you're approaching it, because it's about process and it's about understanding processes and appreciating processes of how you think, how you get there. You can get to wrong answers and still appreciate the way the person got there and maybe disagree with their conclusions and still appreciate the process by which they did it.
like
And
that.
I think what you're saying here is along the same lines, where it's that part of it that you're really exploring with the person, not fighting their conclusions